Twitch chat, too good. Too good. Guessed it in 4. Congratulations, everybody, and welcome back to our Timeless Arena tournament. My name is Will Hall, better known on the internet as Will Hall EXP. That man in virtual news booth, that, of course, is Anurag Das. And we are so stoked to bring you the finals now. We've had 7 rounds of Swiss. We've had 2 rounds in the top 8. We're at the finals now. Remember the winner of this, it gets a little bit sweeter potentially for everybody 9th to 16th place, because we're going to be, we've got an end boss that we're going to be bringing up shortly. So the winner of this matchup is going to be playing Jund, confirmed. Jund will be taking down this tournament, but which Jund deck will be taking this down? Before we look at both deck lists and start talking through the differences in them, talk us through what happens for the winner of this match, Anu.
Well, Bandit Mason has been causing some trouble here in this timeless tournament. Him and his crew of aspiring. I mean, I could live with this little skit that I've got going on. But the reality is, there you go. You see the slide right here. So Bandit Mason is here, and after the conclusion of our final match in the tournament, our champion has the opportunity to challenge Mason Clark to a one-on-one battle. And if our champion wins against Mason, that will give an additional $200 for not the top 8, but specifically the top 4. And that is going to be an additional opportunity for our player to win here. And funny enough here, it turns out that Mason and Nicole are on the same testing team for the upcoming RC, and they actually have a meeting directly after this. So they're going to be seeing a lot of each other over the course of the next hour. Mason, this is your one chance to do good. This is the most important match of the day for you, for me. You got to deliver one last time, but it's going to be pretty exciting. I think Mason has done fantastically today. I don't know if you've been following his journey on through this tournament, as he's been playing Mono Green Primeval Titan. He did unfortunately die in the top 8, but the deck has looked absolutely amazing, and he's got one more match left for the day, battling against Jund no matter what. And I think that is the story of the day. Producer, he actually lost to Jund. I'm getting word just now that he actually lost to Jund in the top 8 against Diva, which is setting us up for a great grudge match here. Now, I'll tell you what happened earlier. Okay, this is something I'm gonna have to figure out in just a second. But yeah, he said that the play draw is what decided the game there. So there's a chance that Mason might be on the play here for this match. And if that's gonna be funny. Yeah, sorry. If Diva wins the finals and then battles against Mason later, and Mason's on the play and then wins, that'll be like a crazy full circle grudge match story, like one of those conspiracy theories where you see all the pins going anywhere. Anyways, I'm talking a lot. Do we have the match ready? Because I'd love to see what the Jund mirror looks like.
We got the match ready. Let's get down to it. Let's not hold everybody up any time. Let's see who is going to win. Is it going to be Jund or is it going to be Jund? It's going to be Nicole versus Diva. The main difference of both of these two decks is one deck has got 4 copies of the One Ring. The other does not. We've got Minkskin Booze. Oh, there's a Jarsil in the other list. I didn't see. There's no Jarsil. Okay, so one's got the One Ring, one's got Jarsil. One's got a lot more one-ofs than the other. I think we're going to kind of see Jund do what Jund does, right? Both players are just going to go back and forth trading resources, and we're going to get to that top deck battle and see who wins the top deck battle.
Yeah, this is really going to be really interesting. Game 1, I kind of feel like if I had to pick a side, I would probably err on the side of Diva. Now, let me explain why. I think the One Ring is a very, 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 very powerful mirror breaker here, because it just generates so much card advantage, and there's not really a great way to sort of answer this card. I mean, you're playing Jund, so most of your artifact enchantment destruction, or artifact enchantment rather, is usually in the form of destroy. So that's my first. That's the first layer of this onion. Now, the second layer of this onion is maybe something like Orcish Bowmasters and Shielder. We want to keep track of how many of those cards are in each of the decks. And I think here it's going to be mostly a wash. We have the same amount of Orcish Bowmasters and the same amount of removal spells in aggregate, or on average, I would say, right? So it's going to be really just a balancing act to see what happens here. And let's break down the first play as well. Inquisition of Kozilek.
No. The first play is mulligan down to 5. Then my opponent inquisitions me. Sees I've kept to 1 lander with spells I can't cast currently, and then the turn 2 play is a Tarmogoyf. We're in trouble.
So I take back everything I said. The One Ring is not the decider here in the mirror match. Cricket's chirping.
Okay, this turn we get to add an Orcish Bowmaster plus a Deathrite Shaman on the battlefield. So again, more power is going to be added. Tarmogoyf is added in the beatdown. We need land. We need it right now. One Ring is not it. I am clicking the concede button and going to game 2.
I believe. What's that line? If you believe in fairies, clap now. Well, I believe in Diva well, let's think about this, right? I guess Orcish Bowmasters could stall for time, but there's a Bowmasters of Nicole's own. So actually, yeah, I mean, it's looking very, very grim here for Nicole. Not for Nicole, for Diva, sorry. Just not having mana, and then there's a thought. Okay, all right, yeah.
Pack it in. Yeah,
the writing's on the wall here, right?
I would almost pick Fable in the graveyard there to grow my time. Well, actually, no, Bowmasters grows it as well. So yeah, it's more blockers. That's a bunch of damage.
Yeah, there it is.
Okay, I'm not saying that it's getting late in Europe, but I'm kind of happy that game went that quickly.
I saw somewhere in chat someone was like, this entire match will take less time than the duration of a single Mystic Sanctuary / Brainstorm resolution. And I was like, you know what? I can definitely see it. Well, first card that's going to come out in both of these decks, Will, what is it?
I kind of feel like Blood Moon is not great in this match.
Yeah. I could have both players with the correct number of basics. I mean, and also the fact that, I mean, both decks are Blood Moon decks means you probably don't want Blood Moon against the Blood Moon deck. Looking at cards that might be coming in, I would expect Veil of Summer, all copies, in fact, to come in for Nicole. I believe she's got 4 copies in total. That card seems kind of insane, I'll be honest with you.
I feel like it's going to be pretty good at stumping kind of key removal at the right point. One thing I was going to kind of bring up in this, and it's maybe the boomer in me, that normally in Jund Mirrors you don't want the hand disruption.
I was going to say the exact same thing. I noticed that Nicole is submitting 3 full copies here. I kind of don't mind a couple copies because there are some cards that are just so strong by themselves, like Minsk and Boo, and then like the One Ring. You have to kind of go under it. Like when we're evaluating these deck lists, I do feel a little bit like Nicole is the smaller version of the 2 decks. So she's going to focus on basically doing kind of what we saw happen there, where we just like try to sneak in a cheesy kill or, put in a bunch of 2 drops that like close the game super fast. And generally speaking, I think in this mirror match, the deck that goes bigger will be favored. That's what the One Ring is. So with that all factored in mind, I think it's actually a little bit smart to go against convention and to keep in a couple copies of discard spells here. And I think even on the other side, correct me if I'm wrong, maybe Diva kept it all 4 copies too.
Yeah, I think no one actually boarded them out. And that's what, I feel like just that style of thinking might be a little outdated these days. Maybe that's for older Eternal formats. Here in Timeless, maybe just the cards are so powerful. As long as you've always got a target to hit, it's always going to be a good hit. Yep. And realistically, obviously the argument for it is it's a terrible top deck, right? Your opponent, and then what tends to happen in Jund Mirrors is it's a card resource game. And if I'm top decking a good card, say an Orcish Bowmaster or a proactive card, your Fortsies are going to do nothing later the game goes. But both players keeping their own 7 here, so maybe we'll have more of an interactive game too.
Well, I think Nicole did mulligan to 6.
2,
which
4, 5, 6. Okay, yeah, cool.
Yeah. And I think the way this game is going to go over is he turned 1 Deathrite Shaman, immediately snapped that up with either the Unholy Heat or the Lightning Bolt. And then turn 2 is where it gets a little bit tricky. Are you going to play Demonic Tutor for land, or are you going to hold up Orcish Bowmasters? And I think I like the idea of Demonic Tutor for a mana source here. Then you play the Fable, and that gives you the ability to potentially play the Ring on turn 4. The problem is, well, what would you even need something like Orcish Bowmasters for? There's not really very many good targets outside of just like flashing it into place. So would really like to see Demonic Tutor just act as a 2 mana land drop.
Yeah, I also like this. I think, just setting up for my turn 3. I've got a Fable in hand. We know how powerful that can be. If I draw another land, I know that I can go Fable into the One Ring, and realistically, that itself, I think, is the deal breaker in this matchup.
Yep.
As you said, just drawing more cards. There's a lot of 1-for-1 going on in a Jund matchup. We're going to be reliant on our draw engines, and as we do have the One Ring on one side, on the other, we've got this arena only card that we've spoke about a few times. This iteration, but it's perilous iteration, is it?
Correct. Yeah, perilous. Not
Yeah.
expressive, but very perilous. Yeah.
So you can see kind of the value of that. I wouldn't be surprised if we just snap that off this turn here, adding 2 random cards with, seeking twice to our hand.
One
And
with mana value 2 or less, one with 3 or higher.
that's a land Fable, which means we can also go turn 3 Fable if we want to go that route. Do we have any 1-drops in our graveyard? We got a Death Ratch, so we can go Jarso into 1-drop here as well.
Yeah, I think in this situation, I'm happy with either decision. I think the Jarsel being able to stonewall the Goblin Shaman on the other side is certainly valuable. Bringing back the Deathrite Shaman is actually the kicker. I was going to say if Jarsel did not have mana specifically to bring back, then I would be a lot less interested in that card. But here's the thing, right? Like what we need the most out of this this turn is to basically set up our mana so that we can start having more robust turns in the future. And by that, I mean by casting multiple spells in the same turn, right? That is very, very, very important. And to do so, I think with this specific configuration, Fable does do it a little bit better, but Jarsel bring back the Deathrite Shaman is also not that bad.
Yeah, we're going to snap block here, but value has already been gained because now we can play the One Ring plus hold up Lightning Bolt, which is
Mm-hmm.
pretty huge in this matchup. But turn against it, holding up Lightning Bolt,
Whoa!
double Bowmasters here in the face of a Fable going on to Chapter 2, giving the ability to draw 2, discard 2. Would you like to discard any of these cards in your hand? Realistically, they're all pretty good.
Oh my goodness! Wait a minute, but now we have the Thoughtseize here as well to take the Wondering. If we have the heads up to sort of figure that out,
No,
but we discarded the Thoughtseize.
that's big. You're going to really hate this decision when you see the One Ring in that hand. And we got rid of the Thoughtseize, but kept the Inquisition. I get it. Our life total is low. The
Oh no!
battlefield.
But don't we have Jarsil?
Oh, you're right.
So Nicole basically thought everything out here.
Yeah, Inquisition takes Lightning Bolt, follow up Jarsil. Jarsil gets Thoughtseize. Thoughtseize takes One Ring. We still got a game.
I mean, I don't even know about we still got a game. I almost wonder if Nicole's just ahead.
The life pool is pretty low.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay, fine. But we do have basics, and then we are gonna get Fable. Flipping the.
We go get go find a basic, play Jarsil, 4, 6. So go to 6, go to 4. No, because then we're dead on board. Oh no, we're not dead on board. It means we didn't have to chump block or trade our Jarsil for
the
the Orcamas token.
yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, but we have to get rid of the One Ring here. We have to. Like or do we?
Well, Nicole says no. Says, I'm not too scared about the One Ring, which is very interesting.
Are we legally allowed to play Lord of the Rings music on the stream? I don't even know. I would definitely want to like queue up like the da 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 da. Okay, never mind. I mean,
I kind of just like you singing it personally.
Oh no, I'm not gonna do that too. How many people are watching right now? We have almost 1,000 people. No, I'm not gonna do it to it like that. Oh
Okay.
my.
One Ring comes down. Trigger happens. That's fine. That's not the scary bit about this card. The fact is, we are going to real struggle to get this off the graveyard if we can even do that. We're going to draw a card. It's Deathrite Shaman. Minkskin Boo.
So that's a Minskin Boo. That's great.
Fable flips.
Wait a minute. Okay, but if we play Minskin Boo, we need to be very cautious of what we fling. We cannot fling the hamster.
Do we even fling it? Is this not just a Deathrite Shaman? Deathrite Shaman into Fable? Deathrite Shaman into and Jarsil to reset the 1, but that doesn't really do much.
Wait, this is also really tricky too because now the Fable is a way to deal the last 3 points of damage without even attacking. But E4, E5, there's the Deathrite Shaman that can gain life. So, well, Orcish Bowmasters is such a freaking good card, man. I I think if you're not playing Orcish Bowmasters in your deck, what are you even doing? This might be, it's funny. There's one piece of statistical information that I did not put in any. I have not made the graphic yet, but I collected the data because I was kind of curious to see what creators were thinking. Right? Here's the fun fact. Are you ready for it? Last week we had a slide that said, what did content creators think were the most powerful cards in the timeless format, right? And the most voted card was Orcish Bowmasters with a total of 4 out of 16 votes. Second place went to, I believe, Luris, that had maybe it was Dark Ritual. Dark Ritual had 3 out of 16 and Luris had 2. Well, guess what? After the event, I asked the creators the same question. I said, hey, what do you think is the most powerful card? 4 additional people switched from non-Bowmasters options to Bowmasters, which means after everything is said and done, half of the creators that we had there for the weekend think Orcish Bowmasters is the strongest card the most powerful card in Timeless. So if you're not playing Bowmasters, what are you even doing? Am I right?
You're bang on the money. I'm just looking at this. I was like, maybe I want to shield red there, then activate the 1 ring, gain a little bit of life. But the fact that we can just go, I think the game's gonna be over in a turn or 2. We can just put another Fable on the battlefield here, or the Deathrite Shaman. But then dueling against 2 other Deathrite Shamans isn't the best. So I think I like Fable here. Maybe we have to tap the top of the deck for Nicole and kind of hope for. Looking at the deck list quickly, I don't know what.
This is just going to get more and more and more complicated because what you could do here, like imagine this, right? You pass to the end step, you force, well, I mean, if you just hold up the Fable, right, you're effectively denying, oh, no, never mind. You don't have a Deathrite Shaman of your own to copy. Okay, I take it back.
We could have cast it, right, and give it haste. And
Oh, yeah, we could have done that, right? So that's one way to sort of play around an end step Deathrite Shaman activation.
Dashing the hunt. Oh, okay, yeah, we're going to combat. Dash the Ragavan. The three blockers. What do you want to block? One here, one here,
Oh,
one
this is
here.
just.
You're going to drop to 1 from this attack. Did we mess the math up a little bit here? That's.
I don't think so. I'm sure we're going to win next turn.
There doesn't do anything. We can go up to 3. No, because we can just get a Deathrite Shaman back. Ugh, there's so many lines.
And honestly, after we've been live for how long now? Almost 8.5 hours. At this point, I'm just gonna let the players, slog it out here for the last few turns of this game because, I mean, it's close, right? This is exactly kind of how I expected these mirrors to play out.
Well, I feel like Shield Dread is just huge, right? We've seen Shield Dread do so much in basically every format. It's a really fair card on the face, right? 4 mana for 4/5 with Death Touch. But just as a little drain effect. Yeah, it's easy to get off the battlefield, sure, whatever. But in these Jund games where we're both top decking, hoping for the best, Shield Dread off the top is a huge threat. If you don't have the answer, she will run away with the game, especially while you're at 1 life.
Yeah, that's a big one too.
And I think we have to gain life now off our Deathrite Shaman, right? If we don't, we can die to instant speed Bowmaster copy.
Yeah, so I think what I would do here probably is I would. Oh, this is tricky. I guess all paths start by paying life on our upkeep and then drawing some cards here for from the 1 ring. Oh yeah, I love this. Heads up, early activation here.
We're just a land. If there's a land on top of the deck, it's GG's anyway.
Okay.
Because we're at 3. The shield judge. I suppose not, because then Deathrite in the upkeep can. The Deathrite Shamans in the upkeep can actually gain 4 life before the triggers happen. We did draw the land, so that's cool. That means we can go Shieldred, copy Bowmasters. That's going to be 3 damage coming across, as well as attacking with a 4/4.
At this point, I think I'd like to just play the Shieldred maybe and then gain 6 life.
Oh yeah, because if we just hit lightning bolt, it's game.
Yeah, that's also pretty good too.
I suppose we've got Veil as well, so Veil could stop the ping from Bowmasters.
True. Yeah.
We're very much in survival mode right now, and I'm pretty sure it starts with Shieldred draw a bucket load of cards, gain our life total up. Like we just don't want to get cheesed out this matchup.
Yeah.
And we'll actually Shieldred again highlighted and cast. Not what you want to see if you're on the cold side.
This does also force the Veil of Summer activation, right? I mean, you have to cast the Veil in response here. It's like there is no ifs, ands, or buts because you will never get to cast the Veil of Summer otherwise.
Yeah, because you can't draw a card off Veil because you're going to do all these extra triggers.
Oh, but then the Bowmasters Orc Army token.
You get
becomes a
protection
5/5.
and then you draw, right? Yeah, that being a 5/5 doesn't matter.
Okay.
I think we just pass the turn and it's in your favor. Go. So 4 damage coming across. What are you going to block with? We're going to block with the token. Sure. We're going to go to our turn. We're going to try and eat some creatures in graveyards so we can gain some life to stay out of reach of the Shieldred. Bowmaster trigger. We draw. Only a land. I think no matter what this, we can't draw and discard more in this table.
Yeah.
Nope, that's not going to be it. Jarseel's going to do. I think there's some 2-drops in the graveyard. Heads up to Nicole, fighting back though, like trying to give us a show.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Jarsel is gonna be. I gotta say, Jarsel is the homie. Jarsel's kind of deliver. But Fate. Oh, wait a minute.
No, we need to hold up mana. We need to have activations from Miss Deathrite Shamus to gain life.
Is there even life to be gained?
We're damned if we do, we're damned if we don't in this situation. Doing this means we cut down on blockers. We go up to 3. You go, sure. Bowmaster trigger.
Oh, just lets it go. Oh, okay.
We're going to turn on Revolt. That's going to deal with Shieldred. Okay. 4 mana up. That means there's another creature in the graveyard, so that's another 2 life.
No freaking way. There is no freaking way that Nicole is going to stabilize from this game and take it down. Is she?
I'd be very surprised if she does. And it might be literally the game of the tournament if she can pull this off.
This is the coolest thing. Okay, no. This is very important.
So we're going to sacrifice the Minkskin Boo token to get rid of the Orcish Bowmaster.
Are we? Because here's what happens, right? The way it works is you deal the damage, you draw the cards. State-based effects don't check to see if Orcish Bowmasters is dead until after you've drawn the cards. So the Orcish Bowmasters will get to proc. So I think what I would do is I actually just wouldn't sacrifice the Boo token here. I don't want to draw a card here. In fact, I'd do something else.
Well, that's going to grow. Where did the 1 damage go? Did I miss something?
No. I think we're sacrificing the reflection to get rid of the opposing reflection.
Okay. Even then with a Bowmaster, we've got the ability to double Cruxer next turn. You can play Cruxer, get it out of the graveyard, but then there's a Deathrite Shaman on the battlefield, but we can't fetch and get green because it's a fetch shock. We can discard once, twice. I think a double Cruxer does this.
Yeah, and
game 3.
Croxa should lock it up too. There's no way to really interact with it, right? Because you play the Croxa
It
so
doesn't matter.
long as you.
So does Lightning Bolt.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean that also works too.
Lightning Bolt, Minx, Kaboo both do exactly the same thing. So we can attack for 5, chump block. We can then fling it for 5 next game. We can Lightning Bolt next game. We can Cruxer, return Cruxer next game.
Done. This is exciting. I mean, I have to wonder here what Diva's playing around, but I think we'll. Okay, all right, yeah. So this forces the Deathrite Shaman. Yeah, it's tapped, and now nothing really matters. You just go Bolt.
Yeah, Bolt. Well, there's no land, nothing up. Like, there's nothing you need to play around here.
Yeah. I mean, better safe than sorry. Go through the motions. Better safe than sorry. Check and see what's going on.
We're going to fail
There's
to
Fatal
turn to a
Shimmer.
card. You now a Lightning Bolt in response.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Okay. All right.
Green number 3 in our finals.
Yeah. All right. That was crazy close. I mean, this is the. I feel like Nicole went. She mulliganed down to 6, and then fought her heart out at making this game as damn close as possible, and damn close it was. That was an incredible game. Very, very, very back and forth.
One ring. That was the decider, right? Just drawing too many cards for your opponent to be able to 1-4.
And then that's what we called it as too, right? Like that was the card that would make or break the game.
And it's same in game 2. We don't really have any ways to kind of affect that besides either discard getting out of the hand or really, I guess, bringing in slaughter games and trying to name slaughter games to get it out. But that's not the best.
No.
If
I
a
think
ring
we
hits
tried to
well.
do what we did in game number 1 and just go so far below underneath the one ring that there's no chance for it ever to become like put 2 Bowmasters in play or something like that, and then punch in with the Tarmogoyf turn after turn after turn after turn to sort of send the message. You know what I mean?
Do what we did in game 1. I hope our opponent molds to 5, keeps 1 land, and doesn't cast any spells for the rest of the game. Maybe, I guess you're hoping for that. It could work. I'm surprised that the Planeswalker's not coming in. I can't remember the name of it. Let me find it. It is Valkyrie. Is it Valkyrie? Vraska. That's the one. Vraska.
Oh, Vraska. Yeah.
I
Maybe
feel like
you
that's
just
a very
don't
good
need it.
Dundee type card.
Yeah, I mean, it could be a little bit too clunky. I mean, I can see it going both ways.
Yeah, both players a lot of land in their hand here, but one's got Fable, the other one doesn't. So I got to be, put it advantage bar to Diva if they were to keep both these hands here. I don't think I can mulligan down to 5 in the finals of a mirror here. I think I've just got to kind of rely on the turn 1 Goblin, turn 1 Deathrite with a way of getting the one ring off the battlefield just being good enough. Yeah, this is just the best of 3 finals, chat. Remember, after this, we've got Mason Clark jumping up and trying to battle the winner. So we're just going to fetch Dueling Deathrites to start off the matchup. Fetch 1 fetch land's been cracked, so there is a land in the graveyard that can ramp us. Ideally, we'd love to hit something like a Fable the Mirror Break off the top. Boom!
Oh my God!
Boom!
There we go.
Okay.
You've heard of the caster's curse. Now, have you heard of the caster's blessing?
It worked. It worked. This is exactly what we need to happen. We kept a hand with an extra couple of lands, and I don't know what the Ips is for there, but we'll find out shortly. Here comes the Fable. We're in for a game. We've got options of our own Fable here or a Colligan's Command. Interesting how we want to go about this.
I don't mind just playing Fable here.
I think I also like playing Fable.
Yeah. I think the name of the game here is going to be mana. Make sure that you are able to cast multiple spells and then try to trade down on resources. Now, obviously, just being on the play here for game number 3 of our finals, Nicole does have the initiative to sort of develop her mana first. We're going to see if the extra resource here is going to be enough to, look at that. So choosing to go Kolaghan's Command, get rid of your mana generation tool. Okay, I can see that as well. I think that's also justifiable.
Double Tarmogoyf in the face of 2 Deathrite Shamans on the battlefield means that it's not going to be as big as it can be. But one thing the way things have evolved is just in Magic with baubles, enchantments, etc. That Deathrite Shaman only hits creatures, sorceries, and instants. So there's only realistically 3 card types. We've still got enchantments. We've still got artifacts. I don't think there's any more in Timeless. Planeswalker, you can't hit Planeswalker. That's the other one I was thinking of. So Tarmogoyfs are never really going to be a 0/1 creature in these matchups, but we've got the answer. We've got the first bit of Triumph. Pay some life or discard a card. Normally I would say pay life.
Yeah, and another thing too is that these Deathrite versus Deathrite mirrors are fascinating, right? I mean, look at the pseudo board stall that there is right here where you don't really have access to the mana from Deathrite Shaman from Diva's side or Nicole's side, honestly, because the opposing Deathrite Shaman is there being like, hey, you're going to do that? All right, I'm going to copy that and do that instead. So you just have to like sit there and basically pass and act on end steps only, which is
Well, that's gonna be the problem here, right? Because if you look at the
yeah.
mana base for Nicole, ditching that Blood Crypt means we don't have red mana anymore. And with dueling Deathrite Shamans, that means we're probably not going to have red mana, at least not on our turn. And this could be what sets this game apart. He follow-ups Fable. More Fables, why wouldn't it be? Bring along the Goblin Shaman token. This was the tweet, right? The Goblin Shaman token's worth more than Tarmogoyf.
Yeah, right, exactly. So we'll see who actually does better. Would kind of honestly love to see Tarmogoyf take this one down. Just a shout out, respect to the OG, but
So are we going to use this Terra Sunder to get the Fable off the battlefield? I think we are. We're attacking with Tarmogoyf, get some extra damage in there. This is going to exile it, so that goes to Fable, and then what extra card draws for you? Still missing that land drop though. This is where things get slightly awkward. We've got this Veil of Summer. That's going to be great to blank the bit of Triumph on the other side, but probably not going to happen because we won't be able to get the mana that we need. Because as soon as we use our Deathrite to exile a land, we'll see the Deathrite on the other side exile that land.
okay, well, excuse me. Diva's hand doesn't look. Oh no, I'm choking. One moment. I'm so sorry.
So I'll talk what's happening. We're attacking with the Goblin Shaman token. It's bringing along a treasure token. It's showing why it's more expensive than Tarmogoyf in paper Magic, but there are a lot of lands in hand for Diva. This isn't great. We kind of were hedging our bets towards that Fable of the Mirror Breaker, being able to discard some of these and kind of turn our redundant lands into spells. One of them is a Triome, though, so we can cycle that if we needs be and try and go an extra card deeper. Holding up this bit of Triumph, but Thoughtseize off the top, that might force our hand.
Okay, Thoughtseize is going to look pretty good here. Is what I would say if we don't cast the Bitter Triumph in response. But then
Veil of Summer.
There's the Veil of Summer too. Yeah, you read my mind. E4, E5. I will say again and again and again and again. These games are so back and forth. So much interaction, so much removal, so much balance, which I think is great.
Veil. This is great. This is value that we need. Jarso off the top. Still no red mana though. But more importantly, we get to Thoughtseize. We just see a land in hand. So, again, more back and forth. Whose top deck is going to be better than the other one? Right now, we're missing a colored mana source over on Nicole's side, but she's got the bigger creature. She gets to turn things sideways a little bit more. Here comes a Tarmogoyf being a 3/4.
All right, I got to give a shout out to that. the comment in chat. Shout out to the one time nope, it's happening again. choked in the finals of a PTQ, a legacy PTQ. That was a good time. I don't know, man. I'm glad. I hope everybody else is also just enjoying this specific match as much as I am, because it is so intense, so much going on.
So we're going to try and start dueling Exile land here again. Of course, doing this in the end step is quite nice because that means we get to copy a Tarmogoyf, which doesn't go until the following end step, which means attacking is pretty rough. Big draw step, basic mountain, not it. I think I'm cycling here, going a card deeper. And we're just going to straight up do it now by playing the land drop.
Yep.
Might regret that if we drew a Fable, but didn't, drew a Thoughtseize. Thoughtseize is going to be pretty good here because we look at the hand and see a Jar Seal or a Tarmogoyf. Now, this is the
Took the
decision.
starts. Okay, wait a minute. Is this Tarmogoyf time to shine?
Yes, is the answer. So we're going to make it smaller. Creature goes to the graveyard. We're going to eat that in response. Gain 2 life. Remember, now we've got 2 Deathrite Shamans on one side, 1 on the other. So they're definitely going to be bullying the one on the Nicole side. That I don't think it's ever going to resolve any of its abilities anytime soon. We can't attack.
Hey, I mean,
We're just getting value when we can.
On a deadly mulligan, and kind of keep an eye on this, right? Like, I feel like why do I feel like Nicole is just like so far ahead?
I don't know. Is the honest answer. So we make land. We can copy Tarmogoyf. We make Tarmogoyf. Here comes a Bowmaster. Ping on
and now using the reflection to copy the Bowmaster, get rid of another Deathrite Shaman, simplifying the board state. I mean, okay, look, here, I'll be honest with you. Yes, I know Diva has a couple more lands in play, but Nicole is doing a great job, a fantastic job at pulling ahead here.
And without a colored mana source. Orcish Bowmaster drawn for Diva at the top of your screen. Now that's going to get a nice little ETB effect. Do we try and get greedy with it though? Do we think maybe that they will copy it with Fable? Are we going to try and ambush something?
I think we have to get rid of the Orcish Bowmasters right now. I don't think there's much to do about it.
But why? I suppose because if we let them keep up the reflection, they can copy Bowmaster to kill our Bowmaster in response.
It could just do nothing, right?
Yeah,
she could do nothing. Nicole could just pass. Play Tarmogoyf for something.
I feel like I just don't know. Okay, firing off now. I don't think this is the right decision. I don't know if this is the wrong decision, but we're going to find out.
You could make a counter argument that you need to get lucky in order to win, but that would just acknowledge how bad your board state is. And in reality, looking at okay, this
we
is
need
terrifying.
land. If we hit a land and we're able to go Inks can boo there, then that's game for me. Yeah. I think that's pretty solid. But even though we're still in a great spot, we can do something along the lines of copy Deathrite Shaman. Come on, copy Tarmogoyf. Add another big boy to the battlefield. Then follow up with another Tarmogoyf. Then we attack with the 3/2. They're just going to chump block with the 1/1. Maybe the Bowmaster as well jumps under it. Okay, we're going to have to get some value trades. Tap top of the deck. Hope for the best. Land is not it.
Oh my goodness.
Are we just gaining some life up to 9? Play a land. Hope for the best. My ears. Oh, my word. This Mixkaboo is going to be it, though. This is going to come down. It's going to generate a nice flying hamster. It's going to have haste. It's going to be 4/4. It's got trample. We're going to turn over sideways, and it is going to be either GG's or it is going to be very close to GG's. And Diva sees the writing on the wall, scoops him up. Congratulations to Nicole, taking it down, being our champion of our Timeless Open 001. That is amazing run, but we've still got one more game to go. The tournament is not over. Normally it is when you have a champion. Not for us. More players can win more money. They have to take down our bounty, Mr. Mason Clark. We're just setting that up in the background. Do we want to go to Wordle one more time, or is it ready to go, Mr. Producer?